Um, I want to welcome everybody to the stream. My name is Eric Barnes from Laravel News, and with me today is none other. I'm trying to think of a good analogy to explain these guys, but Simon Hamp and Shane Rosenthal, the
The
creators
Bert and
of
Ernie of
Native
Laravel.
PHP. Yes, yes.
The Tom and Jerry, I think Dave said.
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
It's a perfect analogy. And we don't know which one's which, apparently, because the interview that they did, they mix up the names. Nobody knows who they are anymore. They're just one and the same. So welcome, guys.
Howdy.
How are you?
How are you?
Good,
Eric?
good. Yeah, so Laracon India, y'all were there. Now you're home. How was it?
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. I haven't really fully reflected on the time there, and it was a little bit shorter for me. I got there on last Thursday, and I was back home Wednesday this week. So I had like really 5 full days there, and it's not enough time to experience any part of India. And I only experienced like the smallest part of it. We were just in Ahmedabad for the whole time, basically. But it was incredible. Fully recommend going to India as a country, and 100% go to Laracon India if you get the chance.
I'm going to say it this way. I had concerns leading up to it. We know some people that have gone previous years and got sick. It's a third world country. We live in the American bubble, you and I. And I was nervous. I was concerned. Knew that I was going with some good people, but I will tell you, it hurt. It still hurts leaving India. I cannot wait to go back to India. I will go next year, God willing. I will go every year. I'm actually talking to Nuno about just going for a few weeks and shooting content just to go, just to do it. I don't know how serious that is, but it would be so fun. I just cannot wait. The people there, the food, the culture, treated like royalty. It is amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Nothing short of.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. I tweeted yesterday, like I've been editing all these videos where Harris, interview people from our little booth there, and just everybody, like what's the right word? Infectious. Like just everybody's so excited and loves everything, and it just seems so amazing. It's definitely got to be high on my list to get over there. The only thing I worry about is the flight. Like it's like 20 hours from here, right, Shane?
Yeah. So, all right. So I flew from Charlotte to JFK. That was like an hour and a half. And then it was like a 2 or 3 hour layover. I was economy, just basic economy on the way there. And that is by far, it's one of the longest flights. It's in top 10 longest flights you can take in the world or whatever. It was, to get there was like 14 hours. On the way back, it was 16 hours. No, I had back surgery. I have screws in my back. I was very concerned about this. I talked to my doctor. They gave me some muscle relaxers. I never took them. It was not bad. I had a couple vodka tonics, 3 or 4 hours into it, and then I woke up for like a refresher. I had some red wine and like just relax. And then you watch TV. I had some Netflix stuff queued up, and honestly, not that bad. Not that bad.
Sweet. Yeah. So that was been my worry, but I like hearing that. But I have the same flight pattern as you. Like I get to the airport, I go have a beer to get on the plane, fall asleep, wake up when we land. It's great. It's like the best way to fly ever. It's just like, just sleep through the whole thing.
Yeah.
So Laracon EU's coming up. Heard you guys are going to be making your way over there.
Yeah, that one's really, I don't know. It feels like a bit of a homecoming for me because it was the very first Laracon. I mean, I say very first. This one in India was only the second Laracon I've spoken at, but it was the first time I've been a speaker at a Laracon. So last year's Laracon EU, and it was the first time I'd been to Laracon EU, and that was really cool. So yeah, that's very nice now being able to go back after just over a year and get to speak to everybody again and hopefully just share a little bit of an update on all of the things that have happened over the last year for Native PHP. So that'll be, hopefully everybody enjoys that.
And y'all are giving a talk again?
Yeah.
Is this a group talk, or is it only one of y'all stand on stage?
So we both have, in India, we shared the stage for half an hour. We both have our own slots in EU. So
nice.
We're not sure yet, like what, I'm sure one of us will go one day, one on the next. But so the thing is, we both can talk for hours about native PHP and Bifrost. So it's like, there's no shortage of content. Little known fact about me, I have been very like stage shy for my whole life.
That's gone now. That's gone.
It's gone. It's gone. I found my my lucky blue feather. It was a scarf.
He was not stage shy at all in India.
I wanted to show, this is like the PHP. I don't know if you can see the elephant. There's like elephants all over this thing. So this is my PHP scarf. I know it's a little like girly colors, I guess, but I've got a few other ones too.
It accentuates your hairline.
Yes. And I'm not. It's very cold here, man. I leave for like 2 weeks, and you guys are like freezing me out. So I'm glad I brought these scarves back home and stay nice and warm. I will not keep this on like this. It's just too hot.
I've heard he hasn't eaten any food since he got back from India because nothing's good enough.
No real food. No real food.
That's awesome. Yes. So I was gonna say that's sweet. So this will be my first Laracon EU ever. So I've done Laravel Live London, and I came to Amsterdam for PHP Verse last year. So I've explored the city, but never Laracon. Yeah. So I'm super excited. So we announced last week or whatever, or 2 weeks ago, we're gonna host the live stream on Laravel News. And then I'm going to be there sort of on the breaks and the lunch hours, talking to people, doing little interviews, things like this. So if you are out there, come and see us. And if you're not, go watch the live stream and then see us on the break. And, if y'all have free time after your talks or any other time, be happy to have you on and talk about the event and all that type of stuff. So I think it's going to be exciting. I'm quite looking forward to coming and seeing everybody in Europe.
It's going to be so epic, dude. Like, first of all, it's a Laracon.
Yes.
Then it's a Laracon in Europe. I've not gone to Laracon EU either. So it's only my second time in Europe. I went last year to Laravel Live, but dude, this is going to be awesome. It's only a few weeks away.
It's crazy how quickly it's coming around.
I still got to book hotels. I haven't done that yet. I've booked the flights, so I'm going to get there. I might not have a hotel, but I'm going to be there. Yeah, I'm going to do that today, actually.
Yeah, you need to do that. I don't want to find Eric on the street and I'll be like,
"Mine's got a couch, I think." So if you want to chill, dude, that's cool.
That's perfect. So let's jump into what y'all talked about, what y'all announced at Laracon India, because I know it was pretty big news. So whoever wants to take it, give me a highlight of what happened in India with Native PHP.
You take it.
Okay. So we do live streams on Fridays on our channel, Friday noon Eastern. So actually right after this, we'll be doing one. And we've been pretty vocal about that for weeks leading up to it for 95% of what we were going to announce, I would say, in India. So we have essentially 4 new products. So Native PHP version 3, which we're codenaming Native PHP Air. We have plugins. So for a couple reasons, we had to rip out all of the native functionality into their own separate modules, composer packages that you can just composer require biometric scanning, for example, or what have you. And it was just some technical reasons. There were some issues from Apple, the way that they validate different apps and all that stuff. So we're like, let's rip this out. And what that left us with was a very lightweight, light as air, Native PHP mobile. So that's where that code name came from. So we are now doing plugins and we have a marketplace. So there's a couple new things there. And then we worked separately. We worked on our own little project. So I created something Simon and I have been talking about for a while. We're calling the Jump app. So if you remember that show Quantum Leap, Eric?
That sounds familiar. I don't think I ever watched it. But I do remember the name.
90s. You're, man, You got to watch it. Quantum Leap, this guy would he would port from one place to another, one time to another. So he would jump from one person's body to another person. So he would just wake up and he was caveman, and then the next day he would wake up, he's some black woman in the 1960s, or just random things, and they would call that jumping. So everything about our company is Bifrost technology, which is the bridge from Asgard to Midgard, if you follow any of the Thor and Marvel kind of stuff. So for us, jumping is like a portal, right? It's a portal from one place to another. So now with the Jump app, you can composer require native PHP and bring that in, and then just run a single command, PHP artisan native jump. And that's going to pull up a QR code with the app installed on your phone. You can scan that and you can see your Laravel app on your device. You can start developing. We're trying to reduce friction as much as we possibly can. And then Simon created Mimi, and I'll let Simon tell you a little bit about Mimi.
This is playing out like it did on Sunday. Mimi is kind of our take on a vibe coding, or as Nuno's calling it now, agentic coding. Solution to native PHP apps. So we want to make it as easy as possible for people to start building, right? And we've tried to approach all of these things that we've done with that in mind. It's how can we make this as easy as possible at every step of the way? And we kind of already tackled you just use Laravel and you just install a package, and now you can make a mobile app. And then we've got Bifrost, so that we could build, compile and deploy those to the stores. So we sort of, it's not perfect, but it's a lot easier than any other approach if you're a Laravel person, and then we're looking at the whole journey, and we're going, okay, well, it's really hard to actually get these things onto your phone right now. So the Jump app came out of that. So it's now really easy to do that. And then the stage before that is well, how do you even just build an app? And obviously with all of the AI stuff that's going around, it felt sort of natural to have our own tool that we can just spin up these projects really, really quickly. And you don't even have to install anything locally, right? So you could spend hours setting up your local environment to get going with your idea. But now you can come on to bifrost.nativephp.com/Mimi, which is MIMI, and then you can start building a project straight away. And it sets everything up for you, and it's ready to go on GitHub, and you can use the Jump app with it and all of these things. So you can go from zero to having an app on your phone using Mimi in a few minutes. It might be 20 minutes or so that you've spent refining an app with a few prompts, and then you're running it on your phone and it's running with native features. So that's that. I think it's really cool. We get coming close to 400 people kind of tried it out and built some apps with it. So that's just this week. So it seems to be a kind of popular thing that people want to try and explore without having to go through all the setup of setting up Claude or whatever on your machine to get this going. It uses Claude under the hood, and it's using the latest model. So I don't know if it will use 4.6 that's just come out yesterday, but in theory it should do. It's cool. It's nice to see projects coming together really, really quickly, and then you can take it from there and go and build whatever you want to build.
That's awesome. I had a question too, as far as first run experience, because I'm not in the mobile space at all. Do you have to have an Apple developer account and whatever you need for the other systems before you even start building your app, as far as viewing it and stuff? Or I guess everything's just coming off of y'all, right?
Yeah. Right now, because of Jump, you don't need an Apple developer account strictly to run apps on your device. They will be limited by what the Jump app can do. So at the moment, that means it's got the core of Native PHP version 3 and all of our first-party plugins, the free and premium ones. But as soon as you want to kind of step outside of that bubble and build your own custom functionality, then you will, and you want to run that on a phone, then you will need an Apple account, because they require that for their certificates and things that are necessary to run development apps on phones.
Interesting. Yeah, I still got to get in. It's the whole timing thing, you know. It's like you're busy with everything else, but I really want to explore Native PHP because,
Eric,
I don't have a good idea though. Like,
let's go golfing. That'll give you the excuse, and then I'll just break out the laptop on the 9th green or something, and we'll just make a golfing app or something.
I like it. Well, I mean, it feels like I should have a Laravel News mobile app, but I just don't have any clue what that would actually look like. But you know, I feel like I need that. You know,
let's do it. Actually, our starter kit has. I remember I messaged you a while ago to see if there was a JSON feed or RSS feed or something. So we have a starter kit. Our starter kit features the latest 10 articles from Laravel News. So you can scroll through and you can.
So
they're all.
I can just install that and be done.
There you go, dude. You got it. Got it.
That's amazing. Hold on, I was looking through the comments to see if there was one. Any push-ups on camera? I don't know what that one. I don't get the reference on that one.
Yeah. We did some on stage in India. Simon will not win Punyapal. No way, dude. Crush him.
All right, so I do have a question from Yannick. He says, not sure how to best ask this, but I'm curious how difficult it was to create the special bridges for each platform. Also, are all native features available, or are there still a few that you only have access to by using the platform-specific SDKs? So, for example, would a developer building an augmented reality app have access to ARKit on iOS or AR Core on Android?
Let's split it. You pick one, Simon.
Look, I read out the first bit of that question because there was quite a few parts.
Yeah, this sounds like a Mimi question. How difficult was it to create the special bridges for each platform?
Yeah, so the bridges are, they have to be unique to the platform because iOS and Android are different. And the way we first approached those was a PHP extension that we compile into PHP, the build of PHP that we specifically do for each platform. And although they look very similar to each other, if you were to see the code, they are different in sort of some fundamental ways. So we can't just have one extension that we use for both, unfortunately. And we were building it in a way that you kind of defined every function that you wanted to expose. So let's say the share sheet. There's a simple example, right? The native share sheet. Both platforms support something like that. And we would have this function called NativePHP _share. And that would receive a bunch of parameters, whatever. And so you'd have a function for every single thing that you wanted to do. And then there'd be loads of them. And we had quite a few. And we were kind of getting to this point where it was like, this is complicated and it's cumbersome and there's loads of them. And, we're going to obviously add loads more. And this just feels like it's going to be a real headache, because the other thing we have to do is whenever we add or change something in there, we've got to recompile PHP and we've got to re-release that to everybody. And that means, we've got a ton of work to do every time something changes there. And that's not great. So we over time, we sort of developed this concept of, like a God method, what we called a God method to run whatever we wanted to run. It's like this single fat pipe that would let us express what we wanted through the mechanism of just a single function, essentially. So long story short, I won't go on into detail about that. Hopefully it makes some sense. But the evolution of this thing, it's been a long journey. It's taken us months and months to build that. But it's now at this like really neat place where we don't have to rebuild PHP all of the time. And, we've got a very small footprint of what we're actually adding into PHP. And then what we do in the native apps is just very specific to those platforms. And it all works really, really neatly, I think. And that's opened the door to I think what Shane's going to talk about next is plugins. So
yeah. So I'll go ahead, Eric.
No, I was just going to do the question if you needed it.
No, well, I'll reiterate that.
Okay.
So, I mean, so the whole thing I believe about that second part of that question is, how do we tap into native functionality? Is that unlocked? Is that, do we have to, what do we do? That's, how do we handle that? So because of the God method, right? That allows us to, from PHP, pass any function name into the native side, both Android and for iOS. So if you look at the docs for our plugins for version 3, just go to nativephp.com, go to mobile docs, go to the bottom on the left, go to plugins, creating plugins, looking at how some of that stuff works. We're able to declare like, this is a function name that we want to call from PHP, whatever it is, call it eric.barnes. And when eric.barnes is called, we map that call to a function name on Android and on iOS. Then we give you the ability to implement your Swift or your Kotlin code inside of that plugin. So anything that you can think to do, if you know Swift or Kotlin, or if you know how to ask Claude nicely so that the robots don't come back to destroy your family in 10 years, you just tell Claude, I want to build an AR kit, augmented reality. And actually, we're coming out with it later this week. I actually created a Claude Code plugin that helps you build native PHP plugins. And I like one shot, it took me about 5 minutes to do like an augmented reality, that specific example. So I just I did it and held up my phone and it like identified all the places in my room. Go to my my X account. You can scroll through the videos I posted a couple weeks ago. So it allows you to do anything that you can think or want to do on the device. So if it's available on the device, if you need some third party or first party SDK, we have hooks for all of that stuff. If you want to pull in some like a local LLM, there's hooks, there's lifecycle hooks to bring in stuff and move assets around and all that stuff built into our plugin system. So that I believe is probably the most revolutionary thing that we could have done. I mean, getting the stuff PHP compiled in the first place for iOS and for Android, that was a huge feat. But this is really the huge unlock, is what you can now do with native PHP plugins.
Nice. Yeah. I'm still amazed that just randomly, a year and a half or 2 years ago, y'all were just like, let's do native PHP for iOS and Android or native PHP in general.
I can't believe we figured it out either. It's crazy. What the
heck? Let's see. I've got some more questions here. Well, that's not really.
Go for the dumb ones. We love the dumb ones.
All right. Well, we did that one. Simon will win the push-up contest. That one's a good one. Here's you one unrelated to native PHP. What is the best advice you can give to a junior developer in this era of AI? And Ricky David asked this.
We kind of talked about this when Harris interviewed us on the weekend. So there's a Laravel News video. I think you just posted it earlier today.
I posted it this morning. Go to the Laravel News, any social account or YouTube, and it will be there with their answers. Here's you another one. Is there any way the APK will be lighter? Because right now it's a minimum of 100 megabytes.
That shouldn't be. So if you're having 100 megabyte APK, you're doing something. Ping me on Discord, go to nativephp.com, scroll to the bottom, hit the Discord link and find me on there. I'm there all the time. It should be, I haven't tested it before moving everything to plugin. So as we were building it up, all the plugins were inside of native PHP. It was around 35 megabytes. So it should be even less than that. So
I was going to say, if you put 100 meg file in your app, then your APK is going to be pretty big. Yeah. So it's not necessarily native PHP's fault that your app is big.
Right.
But,
yeah. You can control that.
Love it. All right. Here's a hard one. I think. Greatly admire what you're doing at native PHP, but why is native PHP mobile free if you have to pay for another library or service?
What other library or service do you have to pay for?
Yeah, I'm confused.
We've just made it free. The core is free, so now anybody can use it. It wasn't free up until, like 5 days ago, which is pretty amazing in my opinion. And a lot of the plugins that we offer are free. Something like 15 plugins or 14 plugins, and 9 of them are free. So that's pretty good. We've got a few premium ones just to support the project. That's basically what it comes down to. We've got 2 people here working full time on this thing. We've got to try and make that sustainable somehow. And we want to make it sustainable because we want the project to survive. We think it deserves to. And we've got thousands of people using it now. We've had like over 3,000 downloads of the free version just this week. So there's a lot of people starting to get excited about this. We want to make sure it runs the distance.
Cool. Yeah, exactly.
Go
ahead.
I wanted to add too on those on the plugins. You can make your own too. Like we have put a lot of time and energy and focus into the ones that we've got, but you can make your own. Additionally, you can make your own plugins, and we are going to be opening up the marketplace for third-party plugins. So if you've got a cool one, you can submit it to us. You can distribute it on our site. So there's a way for you to actually make some money with the plugins. So it's totally free now. So we were charging. You couldn't even use it without paying a couple $100 for a license until just a few days ago. So all of the other plugin services, Bifrost additionally, and this is like a really important question, I think, to answer. So many people ask us about this. Do I need Bifrost? You're forcing me. We don't force you to use Bifrost. Bifrost is our kind of like Forge and Cloud. It's your way of getting your native PHP application up onto the app stores, the Play Store and the App Store. But you don't have to use it. There are commands, there's documentation on how to actually use it. It just makes things a lot easier, a lot nicer, especially if you're working on a team. Hook up your GitHub repository, add a couple team members. You can see who did what and when, and like what was the result of that. If something failed, you can see why. And so we're going to be adding more features to that as well. But nope, you're not tied into that either. So.
Gotcha. Yeah. And then sort of related to your thing, maybe, is there a list of publicly available apps built using native PHP? I have like a directory, I guess. I haven't actually looked, but
we're trying to build that up. I mean, we're sort of very dependent upon people. One, obviously building apps and releasing them so that people could see them. And 2, them coming back to us and telling us that they're doing that, because there's no thing inside the app stores that sort of forces you to tell them what technology you're using to build your apps. So and they are just native apps at the end of the day. Like it's still a Swift app in iOS, and it's a Kotlin app or Java in Google Play. So there's no real way without people sort of digging in to find out what's going on under the hood. So we need people to like build stuff and then come back and tell us. And we've set up a showcase on the website. So on nativephp.com/showcase, you can see the apps that people have submitted to us, and that's the place to come and submit apps to. So
please submit more apps, because we get asked questions like this, and we want to be more, like people are building. There's hundreds or even, potentially even more than hundreds of apps that are been built and deployed with native PHP. So we do have a channel in Discord too, but I think it's best to put all that energy into one spot. There's a Show Your App channel. And it's more work for us to like move stuff from there to the other place. So like, we're just not going to do that.
Yeah, I think that Show Your App channel on Discord is kind of like people show bits of work in progress things, and they're just like demoing the things that they're working on. Whereas the showcase is more of like, these are finished apps. This is, you can go and get these from the stores. So yeah, we want to see more of that. We want to play with all of the apps that people build and like help them get them better, and like all of that stuff. So please come and tell us what you're building. Show us. It'd be great.
And it gives the app creator marketing, because you'll be in their showcase.
Exactly.
There's no reason not to be like, hey, I built this, showcase it.
Yeah. Getting a lot of traffic these last few days.
Yeah. All right, here's another question. Is there any limitation on the native PHP like other languages use to build mobile? I'm not exactly sure I mean, y'all probably know better what this means.
The only limitation I can think that comes to mind is like on Android right now, anything before Android 13, I think it is, it doesn't work as is. That's something we plan to go back and look at, especially now that it's free and open source. I'm hoping somebody from the community that can look at that, because a lot of people have asked for that. They want to at least like version 9 or something like that. So a little bit of work to do to get it pre version 13. We're at version 16, so something to the effect of 80% of the phones work fine, but there's still that 20%, especially from like third world countries. India, lots of people using earlier versions of Android. So it's something we do want to focus on at some point. Also, as time goes on, that number becomes less relevant. It's a kind of a mix there of how much time and effort do we put into that. Same thing, I think, for iOS. It's like version 18 or something, or version 17. Yeah. I think 18.2 or something like that. Those are the only limitations that I can think of. You do need like Laravel version 12, I guess, or 8.2, PHP 8.2 plus. Something like that. But no, other than that, there's not really many limitations I can think of.
I would only say that there's like, there's technical limitations of what the framework can do today because we haven't tapped into all of the native APIs yet. Like people haven't built loads of plugins. We haven't built loads of plugins. There's things like background tasks that we haven't sort of gotten around to figuring out how we would actually make that work nice and consistently across both platforms. There's lots of performance improvement opportunities that we could make. There's actually a load of things that you would go, well, if I'm using native technologies, I can do this and I can do that. And it's like, cool, that's great. Yeah, you can do all of those with native PHP as well. We just need to like connect the dots a little bit, because it's open source now, we're kind of, as Shane said, we're really hoping that the community is going to kind of step up and support the project with contributions of code, and help us get those things right. We want to build a really great developer experience for all of that stuff, and I think we're on the cusp of that happening now, so that would be cool.
That's awesome. What's the craziest app you've seen built? Do you have anything off the top of your head that's like, oh, this is amazing that you can share, or is not really?
I got one.
Oh, you got one? All right, let's hear it.
So it's not the craziest app. All right, so for me, this is like the craziest, coolest thing you can do. I'm going to show you. I demoed this in India. Should I do both parts? I'll do both parts of it. So this is, we'll see if you guys can see this. I'm going to do this face detection thing. So there's a thing called ML Kit that Google's created. So ML Kit allows you to, I only see Simon.
Yeah. I zoomed in on you.
Oh, okay. So Google has this thing called ML Kit, and it does all sorts of stuff. One of the things that it does is like detects faces. So I'm going to say start detection here. And so it should detect my face. You should see the one. It already triggered I think it got you guys. Hang on a second. Let me try this again. All right. Do you see the number 1? Does it say 1?
Yeah.
Down here someplace.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
so it detected my face. And now when I
smile,
have
a face.
I have a face. So when I smile, it's detected that. So that's kind of a cool little demo. But my favorite one is the fact that you can do literally, this kind of showcases you can do anything the device can do. This is a Vue.js inertia app, right? But I've also created a small little plugin for LiDAR. So I'm going to just scan my room real quick. This takes just a second to start going, but you can see like the cool little colors, right?
Yeah, the mesh is kind of appearing.
So let me just scan my room real quick. Got my computer, I got a bunch of little stuff. The longer I take to do this, the better the results are going to be. So it's not really about like the great results, but I'm going to click stop scanning and I'm going to click preview in AR and then click this object button. And you can see this, it looks like a white blob, but if I zoom in, this is actually a 3D object scan of my entire room from my vantage point. So like there's my my monitor. There's I have another monitor sitting next to me over here. So anything you can think to do with the device, you can absolutely do. And this is one of my favorite things to showcase because that's really, really powerful for the device itself can do something like that. And now we can just do it from Laravel.
That's amazing. Yeah, I wouldn't think. I was not thinking something like that was possible with it. But that's blowing my mind.
I think we had somebody come to us. A lot of people know Logan Kraft. He's a member of the community, and he's like your side. He's in the US somewhere, isn't he? He was like very keen, very bullish on this stuff right from the beginning. He was one of the first people to sponsor the project and kind of get access to the code and everything at the beginning. And a few weeks ago, he was sort of playing around with an early version of our plugin stuff, and he figured out how to get like an ML library onto the device. So I think it runs completely locally. It's not running in the cloud or anything like that. And he's just like walking down the beach, and he said his intention was to go and find shark teeth. And so he's trained this model to spot and identify the shark tooth. So it'll actually tell which genus of shark it's, came from. And he used it, and he sent us like pictures and videos of him walking down the beach with his phone out, like finding shark teeth, and it was working. And it was just like, holy crap, this is amazing, Yeah. There it is. That's one of his identified shark teeth.
That's crazy.
And he did that in PHP. Like he built the plugin, and he joined the dots with all of the, I need the whatever ML library it is from such and such a source. Yeah, okay. And then pull that in with maybe some Cocoa pods or whatever. So this is all stuff that plugins allow you to do, which if you're familiar with native development, that will make sense. But we've got all the docs on how to do this as well, and the plugin that will help you do it. So he pulled all of that together and wired it all up. And then basically in his Laravel app, he just calls like the function that he has defined in his library, so he's got a PHP class that says all of the things that he can do with this ML library, and he gets all of the data points back from it, so he can do whatever he wants to do now in Laravel in PHP. It's wild.
That's amazing.
I'll add just one other to that. It's not a specific example, but this guy Marty, who's a active member in our community on Discord, I let him preview the Claude Code plugin. He has no experience building like native code at all, and he yelled at me the first like 2 days later because he was like, I was supposed to go skiing this weekend, instead I'm building all these freaking plugins. And then like not even a week later, he sends me a screenshot of like probably a dozen different plugins he's created and he's using on all of his different apps and stuff. And it's like, that Claude plugin is worth its weight in gold. It's really powerful. It's coming out soon. We are charging a premium for that because we're selling some of these plugins, and you won't need to buy our plugins, is the way we're looking at it, if you have the Claude Code plugin. So exciting stuff.
That's awesome.
Like,
yes.
The best is yet to come, basically, Eric, to answer your question. I don't like, we've seen some cool apps, but it's not half of what's going to come in the next few months. Yeah, for sure.
All right, here you go. Next step, Apple Watch.
Yeah. We'll definitely get that as well. It's like a stone's throw away from where we are.
I have a proof of concept, actually.
There you go.
So watch, TV, and auto, they're all possible from Laravel. Absolutely. So I cannot wait.
On both platforms as well.
On both platforms. I can't wait to post the Laravel. It'll be Laravel 13, I'm guessing, but the boot, the splash screen, the home screen, showing up in my truck or something. It'd be awesome.
That will be sweet. Well, I've held y'all on for 40 minutes now. Y'all need to head off for your next live stream, or are we still good for another 5 minutes, or what's good for y'all?
Let's go.
I like the questions. Yeah.
You like the questions? All right, I got a few more here. Here's
too. Now I see why you hired Harris.
See the gray coming in, getting old.
So this is the trick. Like, if you want to work for Laravel News, forget like the juicy applications and all the cool writing that you could do. Just grow an amazing beard.
That's the key, big key right there. Wait, actually, speaking of that, Muhammad asked, "How can I join your team?"
Perfect.
You have to have a beard.
You need a beard. Two, in fact. my answer for that is like right now we are hanging on by a thread here financially with everything that we're doing. I know maybe it looks otherwise from the outside, but we're trying to do our best with everything that we've got. We want to eventually hire people. We want to have enough resources where we can. There's plenty of work to go around. There's just not the funds yet to support that. In the meantime, this is now open source. So as the community that we're building grows, as we start to make some more of that revenue, we will be paying attention. We're already identified people that we would love to hire because of their tenacity and their desire and their hunger to contribute to the actual project. So make some pull requests, learn how things are working now, and you would definitely be considered when we're ready to move in that direction.
Sweet. That's right. Yep. Go out there, get your name known, and you'll be top of the list when it is time. That is a perfect analogy for getting hired. And go to the Discord and start talking to people and helping people.
Yep.
That's also huge. Here's another one from Simer. I think I'm saying that right. Keimer? Still good to use a native blade when developing mobile? I guess native blade PHP Laravel?
Yeah. Yeah. So, Blade in Laravel is a great way of just generating the UI of your application. Because at the moment we still do rely upon a web view. Like you're building all of your application in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript anyway. Aside of some of the native components that we do have, which we expose to you through Blade components. So it kind of depends upon Blade right now, anyway. But you can forget JavaScript if you're not comfortable with like any front end JavaScript. You don't want to use Livewire or Alpine or any of that stuff. You can just use good old fashioned Blade, and yeah, it works fine.
Sweet. All right, here's the next one. Now this one is I have a comment on because I keep seeing these young kids using acronyms on the Twitters and the socials. So the HYB, it took me a while to learn that that's hell yeah, brother. I think. Is that correct, guys?
Well, I don't know, man. Like we're the same age, aren't we?
I'm like, how you boo? How you boo?
Yeah.
How you been?
How you been?
But, I keep seeing that, and I'm like, "What the?" I'm like, then I go to Google, and I'm like, "Well, then I go to ChatGPT, and I'm like, nothing really knows, but I'm thinking that's what we're doing here." So,
Pooney, tell us, what is it?
Yeah, make a comment. Tell us right now. But yeah, so I've seen that one, and then I've seen HYS, and there was another one I seen yesterday or the day before. I was like, I'm aging myself. I'm getting too old for this.
If it's hell yeah, brother, then I could hell yeah, sister. But
yeah, that's what I was thinking. But
maybe it's probably not any of those. Maybe it doesn't mean anything. Maybe it's like the 6-7 thing. It's like just there to confound us.
I've got teenage kids. I know all about that.
I don't even know, where does that bit come from? Is that's added later or what? Like,
hell yeah, bro is the correct one. Thanks, bro.
Yes. We'll put that on.
We got someone on our side.
That's right.
Can I shout out real quick to Mr. Punyapal and Sonali? Sonali and Puni, they picked me up. So we had the big storm come in 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And my flight got canceled. I didn't know it at the time, but I was like, Simon, I got to either go early or I'm going to miss my flight. So I went out. Instead of leaving Tuesday, I left Friday the previous week. So I was there. I was gone from home 12 days, right?
Wow.
They picked me up. I think it was the first day that I was there. They picked me up from the hotel. I was exhausted. I didn't realize how tired I was. I was still, amped on just life or whatever. They took me out to lunch. I had an amazing meal with them. Just hung out for a few hours. They bought me a flag. I think it fell. They bought me this Indian flag from a guy on the side of the street on the National Day, the Republic Day. So like their Independence Day. And I just will never forget their generosity, their smiles, the conversation. It was just amazing. So thank you. Good people. Follow them, like them, tweet at them. They will buy you lunch too.
Well, who bought you the scarf? That's the question. I think that's on everybody's mind.
I can't talk about that. No, I got these in the airport. They sold these in the airport. Yeah, they're very nice actually. And they're like You would think,
Are they silk? They look silk.
Yeah,
Is it like
yeah.
silky? Yeah.
Yeah, silk. This one is not silk. This one is like a cotton, like a winter. It's very heavy duty, whatever. Cool little design pattern on it, whatever. And but this one is very light. You can see how light that one is. But it was like, I think I paid for the three of them, it was like $25 maybe for all three.
Wow.
So it was inexpensive, good quality, and made in India. I love India. I cannot wait to go back to India.
Yes. So for those listening, me and Shane live like 20 minutes away from each other, and
It's farther than that. We'd be seeing each other more than, I think it's like an hour.
Is it an hour? You're in Fort
crossing
Mill,
each
I'm in
other in the
Gastonia.
street.
Forget about Charlotte traffic.
That's true. That's true. Charlotte traffic.
Yeah.
If we had a helicopter, we're 20 minutes away from each other.
That's
but
sure.
but yeah, so we never get snow here. And then like right when Laracon India was about to happen, we got this like freezing rain that came in, and just like when it freezing rains here in Charlotte, like the whole world shuts down. So yeah, flights were canceled, everything. And then while he's gone, we get like 12 inches of snow, which it never snows here. So it was just a whole crazy week. So he missed all of the good weather while he was gone. So he picked a great time to go.
I had good food in India instead. So
what's the temperature like in India? I know we're supposed to be talking about native PHP, but now I'm curious about Indian culture.
One and the same now. No, it's like late winter there, or spring almost. So they're a couple months, I guess, ahead of where we're at, and it feels like that. So for us, Eric, it's like it's probably like April weather. So it's not hot yet, but it's not cool. At night, it was getting a little bit chilly, so it was good to have a jacket or a hoodie or something in the evenings.
Yeah.
I think in the summer, though, it gets up to like, they were saying like 50 Celsius, which is like 110 Fahrenheit. So they'll get the desert, our summers, basically.
Yeah. And then Laracon EU in Amsterdam at the end of the month, I think it's going to be like cold, like 40s maybe or something in American weather.
American 40s.
Last
American
year,
40s.
it was very cold, but it was at the beginning of February. So yeah, definitely like pack a jumper and a scarf and a coat and everything.
I'll bring my Indian scarf.
Okay.
Right in.
Here we go. Let's see if I can share these on screen from Puni. He says people mistake it for how you been, but it's hell yeah, bro. And it comes from the Laravel Slack. So I guess it comes from the Laravel team. So they are trendsetters in the ecosystem.
Blame Laravel. those Laravelians
and gals.
Those artisans. Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Well, and then we got a bowling, and then we're going bowling with Puni. So
yeah,
I don't know what that means either. So you can give us the.
Go ahead, Simon. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, it was it Friday night? Like was it Friday night? I can't even remember what day.
I don't know what day today is.
No, maybe it was the Thursday night, because didn't we had something else on the. Yeah, I can't remember. There was a night last week when a small group of locals, not just random locals, Laravel, like Laracon attendees, Laravel people, organized a night out for a few of the speakers and other VIPs, I guess, that were kind of already there. We went bowling, which was very fun. It was very fun for the people who have never bowled before, which there were quite a few. And it was very fun for the people who have done a little bit of bowling before as well. And I think there was a little bit of competition because we had two teams and there was like 10 people in each team or something crazy. And yeah, Nuno was on the one team and he was very good. Shane was on the other team and he's very good, and we're like,
not very good.
We're all rooting for each other and it was so fun.
That's awesome.
This is why you've got to go and do Laracons and stuff in different places. You just have fun.
I was gonna say I have
go to India.
Not to brag, maybe, but not to brag. I have broke 100 in bowling one time.
Oh,
Whoa.
Oh,
I know,
I
right?
did
Right?
not.
Right?
In
that's
India.
that's like a third of the way to the top score. That's great.
Twice as good
Good
as what I
job.
can do. So
It's brilliant. Well done.
That's why I stick to golf, because golf is
There
easy.
you
Bowling
Yeah.
is the hard sport.
don't try to combine them either.
That's right. And I was going to ask, did y'all play? So I've been seeing this in my like Instagram or TikTok feed and I think it's an Indian game. It's like a board and it has like little discs on it, and then they have a big disc and they like flip the big disc with their finger and try to hit the little disc into the corners. And I guess you win points or something like that. I don't know. I don't know the name of the game, but it looks cool. It's like something you played at a tabletop or something.
That would have
Yeah,
been cool.
no
I
idea.
don't know if
No
it was.
idea. Okay. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find
Sounds
it.
like the traffic and on the button a little bit, but
Yeah, that is true.
Oh,
traffic
that's
is
amazing.
something else. But that's
Well,
I saw a
good.
Yeah,
monkey.
Simon's being a little modest.
Oh.
He won. He beat everybody, and it was because of he was the last. He was on my team. Surprise. He was the last one to go on my team, and our team beat the other team by 13 points, and he had almost 3 strikes on the last frame. So he had 2 strikes and then 9 pins on the last one. So it was really because of him. He had like 150, 130, something like that.
You're making me
And
blush.
yeah.
Do they have like
That's terrible.
the
It's not great
same as
score.
America? Like you have turkeys and whatever you call it when you
Yeah,
get 3 strikes in a
Yeah.
row. It's the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bowling, yep. Yep.
I love that.
Yep.
I love that. Yeah, so
They
maybe
have
next year
McDonald's
we'll
as
see.
well.
Did you eat there? Is it the same
Subway.
McDonald's as here?
No. No, everyone kept
shame.
saying like, "Do you want this like an American food?" I'm like, I didn't come here to eat American food. That's a waste of my stomach power. No, so good, best food ever.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, next year there. The whole problem too is like all these conferences are like right in a row. So you got Australia's November, and then India, January, February, and then EU is February, March. But I know they have to do that because we have so many Laracons now. Like there's just not enough time throughout the year to space everything out. And then we have
Laravel
Japan
Live.
coming up, and then we have US and Boston. So
Are you going to be
Are
at
you
Japan
going
as
to
well?
Japan?
no.
What? Go.
My next on the list is I'm doing EU this year, and then I really, really want to do AU. That's been high on the list. So my youngest daughter gets her driver's license this year, so I'm thinking
going
we
to
can
drive
just.
you there.
No, I'm going to leave her
Japan.
home alone, so that way she can get herself back and forth to school, and then me and the wife can come. So that's the plan.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's good.
Yes. All right. Oh, it's Karen.
I think that's that game that you were talking about.
That's the game I was describing? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I want one of those here. I'm assuming we can buy them here because they look fun.
I'll
Fun and
learn.
exciting.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, that's right. All right, gentlemen, I'm gonna let y'all go because I know we'll after these beautiful humans have another live stream that starts in 30 minutes on the Native PHP channel. So everybody should go and tune into that. And then they will talk deep dives into all the stuff that they're doing, right? And that the thing you're talking about today is like what you've been working on this week, I guess.
I
Yeah.
don't know what we're going to talk about.
Just
gonna talk about
just winging it.
That's kind of what we
Taking
do.
24
we like
hours to
taking
get home.
questions and bantering with the people that are joining. Yeah, there are some things we're working on. There's always things we're working on. We're excited about. There's only a couple weeks till EU too, so we have to prepare for that. And then Japan is. I'm doing Chicago and Japan, and like 6 weeks after EU, so getting ready for that, and lots of cool stuff coming up.
Man, you're just like a little travel guy now. You're just like flying.
Aw.
You're gonna have all those points and stuff.
You called me little.
You're only a foot taller than me. It's okay.
I know where you live there.
20 minutes away.
Yeah. Let me start the chopper.
Oh, all right, gentlemen. Well, I appreciate y'all greatly. This was a lot of fun. I know for the listeners, we didn't deep dive into a whole lot of stuff, but I just wanted to do the live stream, talk to everybody. I just feel like this is so much fun and getting the community involvement with questions and stuff like that. So I think it's amazing.
You're welcome to
Yeah.
invite us back anytime.
Anytime, yes. I was gonna say Native PHP. Go there, check it out. Go set up the. I wrote it down. No, I didn't. Mimi. It was Mimi, but then Bifrost, and then so everybody go check all this out. Build you a Native PHP app, and deploy it, and then submit it to the showcase, and they would appreciate it, and I would like it too. All right, guys. Thank y'all again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eric. See you soon.
Thank you, Eric Speard.
All right.